Good morning, Florida lacrosse fans. Hump Day Wednesday, February 23rd. Florida lacrosse news with morning coffee. I'm Lee Roggenberg. Before we get started, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. Smash that like button if you like what we're doing here. Before we get into a very busy high school recap yesterday, let me get a couple of things out of way. Light day on the college side, the Kaiser women, number one ranked in the nation in the NAIA with the 17-13 win over St. Andrews. Spanish River alum Lena Finkelstein, 1 goal, 2 assists for the game. Flagger women are going to be hosting Lynn at 5 o'clock today. And lo and behold, after mentioning her yesterday on Morning Coffee, Reagan Alexander, the Ohio State starting goalie, the Lake Island Prep alum, was named the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. Congratulations, Reagan. That's a great accomplishment. One thing I noticed when I looked at the Ohio State website, there were actually 5 Florida women on that roster. Allie Beekhuizen, the St. Thomas Aquinas grad, has had a very nice year. Reagan's younger sister, Riley, Dawn Pappenfuss of Cardinal Newman, and I'll have to get back to you tomorrow on the 5th one. It's a Benjamin grad, and I'm forgetting her name, and I'm sorry I didn't write it down, but we'll give you your props tomorrow. Okay, now tonight we're going to try something new. We're going to call it FLN Prime Time. It's going to be basically me sitting here at the monitor live on YouTube. We're going to try to do sort of a studio type show. It'll be live chat enabled. If you want to ask some questions, give you my best shot at answering it. We'll also be keeping up with the scores. I would love to try to do some NFHS highlight clips, but they're pretty rare since, as most of you know by now, the camera does not follow the ball. I did a little research into the contract and who runs NFHS, and there's a company called Play On Sports, which received a fairly healthy grant from KKR, the private, no, not really private, they're publicly traded on the NYSE, but they provided some venture capital to try to grow that. Unfortunately, whereas it works very well, say, with basketball, and from what I've heard from people, football, it's a friggin' disaster for lacrosse. It's really an unwatchable thing. And we're going to take on the contract in the NFHS and Play On Sports until we find out what it's going to take for them to do a better job, or maybe to try to find a different vendor for the lacrosse world. One of the pet peeves of this contract is that at last year's Final Four, the schools could not tape their own games. They couldn't film their own games that they were playing. And as you remember from my Final Four recap last year, pretty much none of the semifinal games came through unscathed. Some of them were absolute disasters. So we're not going to let this go. We're going to try to find a better way to do it. And so here we go, and let's see what happens. First, a sip. Let me know if any one of you wants us to maybe produce a Florida Lacrosse News morning coffee mug. It would be kind of a nice thing if people maybe had a chance to have one of these things. And so, let us know in the comments. Okay, very busy night on the high school scene last night. Even though it's outside my normal boundary for whether a game is an easy win or not, I have to point out Winter Park handled Cardinal Mooney 20-7 last night. And that is a very impressive result by Winter Park. Cardinal Mooney is kind of in a little bit of a rebuilding this year, but still had some pretty good talent. And, this was quite a game for Winter Park. Tampa Jesuit, 13-9 over Mitchell. Jesuit showing again. It's looking to get back to its prominence. And Mitchell, that's nice. It's good to see again, like we mentioned last year, stepping up in the schedule. A very good effort, and let's keep an eye and see if you're going to get one of these games and the teams ranked above you. Monteverdi, very impressive, 18-8 win over Windermere. Lakewood Ranch, 9-8 over Berkeley Prep. 2 years ago, that would not have seemed possible. I know that Berkeley is having a down year and rebuilding also, but Lakewood Ranch, certainly a team that now we have to pay attention to, and quite a bit of attention. Oxbridge, very impressive 9-6 win over St. John Paul last night. Sort of getting some revenge for the district tournament loss last year, and now has a step up on the number one seed in the district to host what could be a championship game rematch, depending on how everyone else in that district does. Congrats to Oxbridge. Other close scores last night: LaSalle 11-7 over Westminster Academy. West Broward 17-9 over North Broward Prep. Providence 6-1 over Sandalwood. Lakeland 11-5 over Bloomingdale. Vero Beach, a nice win, 12-9 at Kings Academy. Lake Howell 4-2 over Lake Brantley. Lake Brantley certainly is not showing that it should have been considered for top 15 at this point. St. Petersburg 6-5 over Northeast. Calvary Christian Clearwater 14-6 win over Out of Door Academy. Celebration 9-7 win over Bartow. I might take a look at the Celebration program. I think it's fairly young still, but it's starting to show some signs. Estero 12-7 over Lely. Tohopekaliga 10-6 over Winter Haven. Bishop Verot 20-11 over Naples. Bishop Verot looks like it's starting to certainly move up too. Ransom Everglades 9-8 over Cardinal Gibbons. Easy winners last night: Bishop Moore, Dr. Phillips, Lake Mary, Ponte Vedra, Cocoa Beach, Jupiter, Bowles, Columbus, Robinson, Plant, Belen Jesuit, West Orange, Trinity Prep, West Shore, Oak Hall, Haggerty, St. Andrews, Boca Raton, St. Thomas, St. Edwards, Forest, Holy Trinity Episcopal, Alonzo, Maclay, Cypress Creek, and Barron Collier. As you can see, still a lot of blowouts, but I guess we're going to have to live with that for a while as areas around the state continue to improve. On the girls' side, interesting game last night. Vero Beach with the 8-7 win over Bishop Moore. That would have been a good one to watch. Academy of the Holy Names 17-8 over Robinson. And American Heritage Plantation handling Stoneman Douglas 18-9. Looks like Stoneman's going to be falling out of the top 15 or top 10 this week too. Dr. Phillips 10-6 over Edgewater. Leesburg 10-9 over Newbury. Western 12-9 over Park Vista. Key West 8-7 over Archbishop McCarthy. Tohopekaliga 8, Winter Haven 2. Got Gainesville 12-9 over Santa Fe. Atlantic Coast with the 18-10 win over Providence. Jensen Beach 10-8 over Wellington. Golden Gate 7-2 over Riverdale. St. John Paul 14-8 over Martin County. We have North Broward Prep 17-11 over Cooper City. Tampa Catholic with their first win of the year 14-8 over Sun Lake. Out of Door Academy 10-9 over Manatee. Northeast 12-6 over St. Petersburg. Milton 5-3 over Pensacola up north. Menendez 10-2 over Nice. Timber Creek 9-3 over Olympia. Easy winners last night on the girls' side: Episcopal Jacksonville, South Plantation, Lakewood Ranch, Wiregrass Ranch, St. Thomas, St. Edwards, Oak Hall, Bartram Trail, Pinecrest, St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, Lake Wales. Lake Wales is someone I'm going to start to keep an eye on also. They've the schedule isn't very good, but they've been winning games easily, and I want to sort of learn about them a little bit more. Haggerty, Naples, Cardinal Mooney, Boca Raton, American Heritage Del Rey, Winter Springs, Calvary Christian of Clearwater, Alonzo, and Steinbrenner, all with easy wins on the girls' side last night. Games coming up tonight. Benjamin hosts Canterbury, both teams looking for a needed win. Bowles will host Gulf Breeze. That's interesting after Gulf Breeze's effort against Maclay. Wellington hosts Martin County. Nice will host Creekside. Miami Country Day hosting Coral Shores. Satellite hosts Holy Trinity Episcopal. Western will host Archbishop McCarthy. Santa Fe hosts St. Joseph Academy. And Riverview Sarasota is hosting Fort Myers. One of the things I've kind of noticed looking at the boys' records so far this year is that a number of teams that were expected to have some pretty decent starts have struggled out of the gate and really do need sort of a win right now to get their season going in the right direction. On the girls' side, Lake Mary is hosting Lake Island Prep. Winter Park is hosting Oviedo. Merritt Island is hosting West Shore. Seacoast Collegiate is hosting Gulf Breeze. Gulf Breeze, certainly a good program on the girls' side up there, but Seacoast has won their first couple of games, so we'll see how close they keep that. Mitchell hosts Land O'Lakes. Jupiter's hosting Palm Beach Central. See if Palm Beach Central repeats last year's excellent season. Haggerty hosts Vero Beach. That should be excellent after last night's Vero game. Calvary Christian Clearwater hosting Lakeland. West Florida hosts Pensacola. West Florida also off to a good start, looking to make its mark in the Panhandle. And Windermere is hosting Lake Brantley. So not quite as busy a schedule, but as I mentioned, you tune in tonight. FLN Primetime will try its first studio show. Hopefully this will work out well enough that we can transition it over to Varsity Sports Network, where we could have more production support for something like that. Maybe do live cut-ins around the state. But I got to take I got to learn to walk before I can run on this one. Please feel free to send your questions in tonight during the cast if you're not at a game yourself. And as I said, we're definitely going to pursue this NFHS issue. It was unacceptable. The camera did not work at all at Winter Park Cardinal Mooney last night. It didn't work at all at other locations that I was trying to watch games. And it's not like every high school down here is using it. Fortunately, hopefully we can have setups where if people around the state know who streams games outside of the NFHS contract, please let me know. It works okay when there's someone manning the camera, but the whole point of how this product and service was sold to high schools was they didn't have to man the camera. And unfortunately, the artificial intelligence software has severe flaws, and we're just going to have to start to explore this in more detail. Okay, hashtag TAFTAG. If you're going out to a game, take a friend to a game with you. Get them interested. Let's bring in more and more fans. Lay off the refs. Tomorrow night, I plan on being back at St. John Paul for Pinecrest. That should be a marvelous matchup. Pinecrest off to a very strong start this year. They're in St. Andrews District this year, so we're looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Then on Friday night, Plant is coming to St. Andrews, and I cannot wait to see that one. I expect emotion, intensity. Parents, be on your best behavior in the stands, okay? Let's have a great Thursday and Friday night at the games. This is Lee Roggenberg, Florida Lacrosse News, saying so long from the Sunshine State.